It's 9-0. 9-0 to Manchester United. What a performance. It was a crucifixion. It was a baptism under fire. Ruthless Manchester United destroy, smash, disapparate, disintegrate, absolutely eradicate Southampton tonight with an absolutely breathtaking, cutthroat, ruthless performance from Ole Gunnar Solskjaer's men. Martial getting his goals, Rashford scoring, Cavani, Shaw being dangerous, Bruno with 2 assists, and of course, Penandes as well. Man United's biggest result for over 25 years. Biggest result in over 25 years. And we're going to hear, it was against 10 men, stroke 9. Listen, players get sent off every week. How often do teams go on to score more than 2 goals against them? Man United were absolutely amazing. The way we moved the ball, the way we passed, the way we pressed, the patience, switching the ball from side to side, going in, going out, going left, going right, waiting for a player to make a mistake. It was nothing short of sensational. The most outstanding performance I've seen in the Premier League probably since our 8-2 against Arsenal in terms of being ruthless, not taking our foot off the gas. It's done wonders in the Premier League. We go back joint top tonight before City play tomorrow, but we've caught up a huge amount in terms of goal difference tonight. Nothing short, as I say, of sensational. That's it. Sensational. Do me a big favor and smash the like button. If you could hit it 9 times, that would be amazing. Because 9 goals. Come on now. Come on now. I know a lot of you are going to throw salt on this. Okay, I know you're going to throw salt on this, but I don't care. 9-0. Ole Gunnar Solskjaer and Manchester United just won 9-0. So many things to unpack in relation to that game. The fact that we got to rest Cavani, Luke Shaw, Rashford have the big game against Everton this weekend. It throws Man United back into the title race. It almost feels like 4 points. It almost feels like 4 points because of the goal difference. Man United, by the way, are also now the top goal scorers in the Premier League this season, but there's been no progression. I'm so happy, so excited, so over the moon with that performance. To do what we did, relentless. What a response. What an amazing response to losing to Sheffield United illegally last week, right? Firstly, illegally losing to Sheffield United. We should have had another goal stand. They should have a goal taken off. Poor performance really against Arsenal to bounce back and to respond. We were helped, of course, by an early red card. But it isn't Man United's fault. The young lad, I was a little bit harsh when I saw the tackle, the way I spoke about him. I didn't know it was his debut. I feel a bit sorry for him, but he made that tackle. And do you know what I saw tonight? Referees gave us the right decisions. Do you know why? Because we stood up for ourselves. For the past 2 or 3 weeks, since Jurgen Klopp rightfully come out and accused us of being favourites, like having the refs having favoritism towards us, we were getting dodgy decisions. Ollie comes out and addresses it, and then bang, straight away, you see Manchester United rise up, getting the correct penalty decisions, tight offsides going our way, the right cards being given. Because that was a definite red card, right? But I thought a minute in, it's only the 4th time in Premier League history a player has been sent off in the opening 5 minutes of a football match. And I just thought, they're going to book him. They're going to book him because it's too early in the match. They didn't. We got the right decisions, and that was imperative. But the way we destroyed them, absolutely phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal. You got to remember, we were down to 10 men against Tottenham. Far superior team. And they put 6 passes. Everyone said, but Spurs were still scintillating. Spurs were still clinical. Spurs were still amazing. We saw Arsenal play with 8, 10, and then 9 men tonight, and only concede 1 goal, and that was a thunderbolt. So for Man United to do what they've done tonight, absolutely breathtaking. We're going to open up the lines now for you guys to come on and have your say. We've got the panel waiting back streams. If you want to see them, just keep yourselves tuned in. We've got KJ, Bits and Bobs, Alfie, Kesh, got a man like Indiana, all waiting to hear from you, all waiting to give you their views and opinions. But we want to speak to a few of you first. We want to get you on the air to have your say. But you've got to smash that like button right about now. I just can't even speak. I can't believe what I just witnessed. 9-0. You know, the last time we scored this many goals, bruv, I didn't need to use ball wipes. I didn't need to use ball wipes the last time we scored this amount of goals. Get 20% off your ball wipes right now by going onto the Manscaped website and using your 20% discount here. But Man United bounced back in absolute style. First caller of the night we're going to go to is Pav. Pav's going to come on and have his say. Pavy, welcome back to the Football Terrace, mate. What do you want to say?
Oh, mate, what happened there was nothing short of carnage. Like, the rivals right now, they're losing their heads right now. They're literally losing their heads. They can't stand to see what we've just done. Like, I was on like Martial's back for weeks, but this kid come on today. He come on, and even though like Southampton were people down, he come on and scored 2. He was so good today. Like, this is going to do good for his confidence going forward. Even Donny van der Beek come on, got a half. He was like, his movement was good, his passes were good. I don't know, man. I'm just happy right now. Look, City still got 2 games in hand, but we're up there. We're still like around that top 4 race. Like, as long as we make top 4, I'll be happy. But with this performance, I haven't seen this for like 8 years. A performance like this where we've just totally ripped someone apart.
No, I agree with you. And do you know what? Something I noticed, like, looking at the league table, we'll share it in a moment. Right now, we sit on 44 points. We've played 1 more game than West Ham, but we're 9 points safe right now inside the top 4. I want us to keep looking at the top of the table. We may not, in the grand scheme of things, be able to catch Manchester City. But you know what? Every single time we look behind us, we're pulling away from the team in 5th place. And that's important because our target this season was progression, top 4, maybe a trophy. And we're well above target. And I was frustrated after the last couple of games, and I ran because in the moment you carried away. But you always have to look back. What was I here to do? What were we aiming for? Top 4 was it this season with a view to challenge next year. Where if I'd have said to anybody right now, come February, 22 games in, we'd be 9 points safe in the top 4. Everybody would have bit your hand off. Bit your hand off. Context is needed. Pav, thank you for coming on, mate, and having your say. Really appreciate it, brother. All the best to you. Jerry's on the show now. Jerry, welcome back to the Football Terrace. What do you want to say, bro?
Indiana, put some respect on Martial's name. Put some respect on Martial's name. That was one of the best performances I've ever seen this season. 21 is coming. Just watch. 21 is coming. I don't care.
Jerry's saying 21 is coming there. Mate, it was scintillating. Obviously, I gather you were obviously pleased like the rest of us. Martial, breaks his goals up, picked up a brace, really good for him, right?
Yeah, it was good. It was good goals, and finally bring his confidence back. Now he has more goals than Jesus this season, and I don't hear anyone talking about Jesus because Martial is clear of him, and hopefully he can get more goals this season. And because now that Cavani's come in, Martial's finally up his game, and I'm happy for Oli now because what's mad, Pogba's on the bench today, and he have to come on because I like what Oli's doing, and I love what Oli's doing in the squad, because now we're still with the rotation now because. I'm
not too sure where that feedback's coming from, Jerry. But listen, you're absolutely right in relation to that. Thank you very much for coming on. That's one of the biggest things. We got to take Cavani off. We got to take Luke Shaw off. We got to take Rashford off. And Paul Pogba's rested. We're at home this weekend against Everton. It's going to be amazing. It is. We're going to get the panel on for you now because I know they're all excited in the background. Do me a big, big favor and smash the like button right about now, people. Manchester United just scored 9 goals. Let's do this, people. Gentlemen, please. 9-0 to Manchester United. KJ, give me your thoughts on that, bro.
Yes. First of all, before I go, young man, learn from this and keep your head up. I know some people, some pagans are gonna be after you after what you did, but I'm here for you, and keep your head up. And thank you for getting sent off, fam, because boy, we 9. Listen to the number 9. Tell me how many teams have scored 9 this season in one game. Tell me. Tell me. I want to hear it. I don't hear any because there's no one else but us. You know what I'm saying? We love to see it. I'm just happy. I'm just very happy. We've come back after 2 poor performances, and in a game where they easily could have 10 men sit back and we could have failed to break it down again. They maybe nick a goal and we have to start scrambling for an equalizer, or we only scrape 1 goal. That easily could happen, and everyone would be like, you see how bad United are, you see Bruno disappearing, Rashford's trash. Da, da, da. Everyone would be saying all of this. What now, fam? You know what I'm saying? We did our thing. We showed up, vibed out, and man scored goals. I'm happy for Martial getting his 2 goals. We could have had more. But hey, for the season he's having, this is a start. This is a good start to the road of redemption. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely. Bits and bobs.
Everyone, amazing.
Absolutely. Bits and bobs. I want to ask you a question. A lot of people are playing this down. We can tell by the numbers of viewers tonight. Barely a single rival of Man United has turned up to the football terrace tonight. We just know, right? We just know barely any have turned up. I want to ask you bits and bobs. What's your response to people saying, well, you played against 10 men for the majority of the game?
What I'll say to them is that, yes, we're playing against 10 men. Believe it or not, sometimes in some games it's harder to play against 10 men, but we scored 9 goals. What do you want us to do? What do you want us to do? Stand aside and be like, on you go, Southampton. Listen, the reason why rivals are playing it down is because they know what's happening. We've had 2 bad games. Just 2. Can I just remind people? We had 2 bad games and we've came back. And what we have done at home, at Old Trafford, is literally punish a team. What did we do today? They got a man sent off. I echo what KJ said. Learn from this young man. However, you do stuff like this at Old Trafford, we punish you. We always want our strikers and our midfielders to punish them. What did we do today? The funny thing is that hated, adored, but we're never ignored, Terry. Simple as that. They're playing it down because we beat Southampton with 10 men. So what? Do you know what I mean? What do you want us to do? At the end of the day, we won 9-0. This, when they wake up in the morning and they put on Sky Sports News, it's going to say Manchester United beat Southampton 9-0. And there's nothing they're going to do about it. And you know what I love about Sky Sports News? They repeat the news on and on and on and on and on and on. So listen, rival fans, cry all you want because I'm drinking your tears, 100%.
Yo, Bobs, what did they say about bringing the youth them to Old Trafford for their debut? Don't stop doing it. Stop bringing young people to our gaff to play football
for their debut.
For their debut, you know
this
what?
Is a house party, fam.
Exactly.
I
just want to share something on the screen for a moment here. This is the biggest wins in Premier League history. So Man United is the most recent. That's why it's at the top. But it's only the 3rd time it's been done in the Premier League. We obviously know that it was Southampton last year as well that suffered at the hands of that. The last time Man United scored that many goals was in 1995. Some of you even on this stream, I don't even think were born in 1995. Maybe everyone on the stream is definitely people waiting in the background or not. But then you start going through it. Like eights are quite rare. Like the last time Man United scored a big amount of goals, though, right? Last time we scored 8 goals was in 1999. The last time we scored 7 was there. Like the margins here, like it's a long time ago. This is a big result for Manchester United, and I don't think can be played down by anybody in relation to that. Alfie, we're going to come to you next after we do these super chats that have come through. I've missed quite a few super chats today because I've had so much to say. First one says, you played against 10 men, took advantage rightfully. As for the VAR, that was awful. Cavani should have had a pen. Adams' goal, nothing up. Martial pen was awful. Look, Martial's one, there was certainly contact. You could see that his knee got smashed by the guy's leg that was trailing. Listen, Adams' goal, we all know if your arm's offside, the top of your arm, it's offside. And you are right, Cavani should have a penalty because his foot was clearly on the line. It was actually really easy to see. Comment here from Ben says, Real Madrid once beat Barca with 10 men. I'm not hearing it from rivals. If it's easy to score 9 goals against 9 men, why hasn't anyone else done it? This is very, very true. Their players get sent off every week and nobody capitalizes to that point. What a win by Man United. Scoring 9 is never easy. That was enjoyable to watch. The only thing for me, I think that second red card was a little bit harsh. Do you know what? I agree with you on a personal level. I felt bad for them. But equally, when they only put up 3 minutes of added on time, I was like, hang on a minute. You're meant to add on a minute for every goal scored. And
Right.
there was like 5 minutes deciding. There should have been about 6 or 7 minutes of time added on. And I'm sitting there going, we could have scored 10. And then you're like, yeah, but like 9's enough. 9's enough. Alfie.
No, they felt sorry for them.
I get that. Yeah, they did. Alfie's back with us today. Alfie, give me your thoughts on the performance from Man United and the professionalism to stay focused for that full 90 minutes like that.
Sorry, I'm just looking at Kesh. Kesh is just looking.
What Kesh, bro?
Sorry, no, bro, I'm just looking at you, bro. I'm happy to see you. How you been? A long time no see, hombre. How you doing,
Where you been
man?
hiding, bro? Where you been hiding? Are you back today? Yeah, you back
I ain't
today?
hiding. I love La Familia. So La Familia need a little bit of time, you know. You must know about all these things. Nah, listen, great, fantastic. Whatever. Let them talk. Terry, I've been telling you. You pay too much attention to the negative talk. Every time something positive happens, you have to come out with the rebuttals. The rebuttals are if it was, easy to do such. Listen, at halftime, everyone knows I said I need 8 goals. When it was 4-0, I said I need 8-0. Today, yeah, you just like it feels like goal difference day today. Today feels like the day we get some goal difference back, right? That's exactly what I needed to. I needed it, and we surpassed expectation. Yeah, all right. You know what? That second red card. But here's the thing: the law is the law. Sometimes you want us to lay down and take it when we want to complain about certain aspects that go against us. But when they now go in our favor, we just have to put our hands up just like we did all them other times and say the law is the law. Let's not sit here and talk about refs today because we weren't going to want to talk about them before when it went against us. Do you know what I mean? But today it went for us. And listen, that wasn't a bad team. In the first half, even with 10 men, yeah. But there are some questionable things. I'll get to the negatives in just a second. The positives to take out of it was they were still strong even in that second half. They looked like a team. Had they been playing against someone else, with all due respect to your Newcastles and your, Crystal Palaces or whatever, had they been playing against anyone else, no one else would have scored 9 against them, number one. Number two, that second half, 100% would never have been 4-0. They would have given them a very good game. Southampton are a good team. They're a very good team. Well drilled. Hassan Hootel's got tactics. We know he's got tactics. So we know this guy is set up to make sure that even when they go down by one player, they would be able to get it up. The negative aspects of the game are really some questionable decisions by your boy Ole. The second half. Even I had it. I was just like, no, you know what? Ole out, mate, in the first 15 minutes of the second half. No, sorry. What are you doing? Do you know what? That's a big level of disrespect towards Southampton, How did you disrespect Southampton by putting Fred left back? What are you doing? Nah, man. You know what? If it was Jose on the other side, he would have come out in the interview and said, no, this is disrespect and all of this, and you should never celebrate when you're 4-0 up and all of that business. Do you know what I mean? Like, it would have been one of them. But obviously it kind of paid off when Fred realized he shouldn't have been so deep, right? He should have, you know what I mean? And I get it. All right, fine. It eventually paid off. But the negative of the game was, we can talk about the players when you want to get there.
I don't think there is any negatives to United tonight at all. I want to go to Kesh here. Obviously, Kesh is a rival. United just absolutely destroyed it. Give me your views, bro. Are United fans right to be excited about winning 9-0, or do you just think you beat 10 and then 9 men towards the end? Shut your mouths. What are you saying, bro?
You play what's in front of you. You take the piss when you get the chance to take the piss. That's as simple as that for me. Like, there was an opportunity there to go and make a statement and actually enjoy your football, set the precedence that you are a big club. This is what big clubs should do. It's as simple as that. But all I'm going to say is I hope these 9-0s, lead was applied, I hope. Because 2 seasons in a row, 9-0, I feel sorry for the Southampton fans, honestly. And that little kid, man.
Yeah. At least this year, it wasn't a sackable offense. Last year, the way that there was played, that was sackable. Like that performance was sackable. This year, really and truly, you don't send out a player to go sent off in the first minute. Like you don't plan for that. You know what I mean? You don't expect that. And then like get in certain decisions not go your way. So like this year is not as bad in terms of one, you are playing Man United, and 2, you don't expect the things that happen to him. But yeah, at least certain clubs like that, certain clubs let Hasenhüttl cry with tears of joy when they go play them. Other clubs like us make him cry tears of dread and fear. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's what I'm gonna say. Certain clubs
But
like to
KJ,
let Hasenhüttl cry with tears of joy.
though,
I don't know who you
is
are.
this not the same? Is this not the same football Twitter, football social media that was saying the Southampton coach has done brilliant to turn it around? He's a great coach. He modifies himself off Klopp. He does this. They play good football. They came to our yard and we slapped them 9-0. What are you talking about? If that Hasenhüttl, whatever his name is all that, yeah, all he done not bad for a counter-attacking coach today, right? Right? They need to put some respect on Ollie's name right now. Alfie, I know you're gonna, come out with some bars for him, but listen, at home, last 2 games have been bad. We went out there, we put on a performance, and we scored 9 goals. And a quick thing on that little boy, the youngster. What we'll say is that, listen, it's a man's game. You're gonna learn. It's gonna be tough, but you'll come back strong, 100%.
That's a very fair point. Honestly, like that what that kid did. It's a big learning curve, a very, very big. Like you have to. How many times have we seen it? Like you play kids or someone who's inexperienced at the top level. One of the pain points. I'll give you an example. One of the pain points for me that I will never forget. Who remembers in the Champions League? I think we were 2-1 up against Real Madrid, and Nani.
Yeah, we got done.
He leapt with a high foot. I didn't see anything wrong with that. But the downside is, if someone's at the end of your high foot, you're getting a straight red card. Yeah. And that's a very big learning curve. And Nani at them times is already title winner. Do you know what I mean? Already Champions League winner. So it's always a learning curve. Always. You might be young, but it's always. But this guy, that was like, listen, man, if people need to go on Twitter or Instagram and send him some messages saying, keep your head up. Keep your head up, little. Do you know what I mean? Like, it's Man United. Don't worry about it. Do you know what I mean? It wasn't.
Yeah.
Yeah,
he definitely deserves that treatment. I think. Sorry, KJ. I think he definitely deserves that. When I first saw the tackle, I had no idea he'd done it, and I was like, "You dirty so and so," because it was an awful tackle. And then his debut, he's played a minute. It's like, you know what? He came out enthusiastic. He hasn't meant to do it, and like Scotty isn't hurt either. Sorry, go on, KJ.
Yeah, as well. I'm about to ask Indiana a question. Was you happy with Martial's performance today?
And listen, I don't hate on Martial, but if you're asking me if a striker at Manchester United scoring 2 goals against 9 men is a great performance, is questionable. I mean, I will say, because we haven't mentioned him, Luke Shaw, if he stayed on the pitch, he probably would have been man of the match. 2 assists, involved in the Rashford goal. I think it showed when, like Cavani today, his link up was very good. Mm-hmm. His link up was incredible. His first touch. Wan-Bissaka desired to get on the back post. Maybe Martial can learn from him. And then, I don't want to hear any more talk about Chilwell, Reguilon, that guy.
Clark Kent,
that guy at Arsenal. I don't want to hear any of it. Luke Shaw.
Listen. What I want to say is,
don't want to hear it, Kesh.
Wait, hold on. The previous 2 seasons, Man United fans were onto Luke Shaw. So when it comes to next season, if his performance drops,
we're not talking about them.
So let me call it out now, so we can have it as a reference for the new season. Yeah, I don't want to hear you lot getting onto Luke Shaw. I don't want to hear it.
Yeah, Kesh, I just need to correct something for you for 1 second. It wasn't for 2 seasons, because 2 seasons ago he was one of our better players and got Player of the Year. So it was 1 season. Thank you very much. You know what I'm saying?
Hang on, guys. So what I'm going to say is this: like with any of our players that play well tonight or play bad tonight or whatever it is, you could be our player of the season this year. If you then go on to, like, if Martial scored 50 goals last season, but up until today was where he is, I'm going to criticize him still. I don't believe nobody is beyond reproach. They're going to get criticized. If Luke Shaw next season reverts back to the predominant Luke Shaw we've had for the time that he's been here, I'll criticize him again.
Well, that's not what I'm saying.
What are you saying then?
What I'm saying, you can criticize, but previously, what I've heard is he's not good enough to play for Man United. He was just going through a bad spell. Jose Mourinho wasn't managing him well.
Yeah, but do you know what?
I don't want to hear
Hang on. Where I would disagree with that, where I disagree with that is this. the consistency he's demonstrated this season, outside the opening 3 or 4 games where everybody was poor, really, like from a Man United perspective, we haven't seen from him. The level of assists, the level of chances he's creating this season is above and beyond anything else we've seen. So the issue was with Luke Shaw, there simply was no consistency before. There just hasn't been. This is the first year that he demonstrated. I know he had the bad leg injury. That was 5 years, 6 years ago now. Like, for me, this is what I want to see from a Man United player. I want to see this level of performance. On Martial, listen, I say and agree with with what everybody else says. Like, yes, he had it easy. Well, no, it wasn't easier. He was up against 10 than 9 men, but he took his opportunities. I'm happy for him. You've got to hope that boosts his confidence a little bit moving forward, because as Man United fans, there should be no agenda. But when Mark Rashford scored today, when Bruno got his goals and his assists, I felt a sense of relief, like it was a bit of pressure off their shoulders. Even Cavani getting his goal, his movement and his play's been great recently, but he ain't been finishing those a lot of chances in games. So for him to get the goal that he did, to get that rest ahead of the Everton game, which is massive now, because we know what comes on Sunday. And that's what Man United fans have got to focus on.
He's never been that player, Terry.
What player?
He's always missed the simple chances, the easy chances. He's done that throughout his career.
Yeah.
We know what he is. It's his movement that adds. It's his movement that adds to the teams. The midfielders I want to see goals.
I don't get the point, though. The point is, I'm happy he got his goal. My point I'm making to you is, you need to play before. I know he hasn't always been. He hasn't been like a Harry Kane or maybe like Haaland shows us right now, where he scores the vast majority of chances he gets. What I'm saying is, though, we needed him to score, and I had that sense of relief. I was happy that he came off at halftime, because it gave Martial, it gave Van der Beek an opportunity, because this weekend, we can nitpick over this game, but this weekend is huge now. We get the opportunity to play before Liverpool and Man City. We go up against Everton, which is a hard game. If we beat them, we go joint top of the league or whatever it may be. But that Liverpool City game is massive, and now we can focus on that, put all our eggs kind of into that basket and move forward. And that's the most important element for me out of all of this. It really, really is.
In terms of the rule, do you feel they need to go and have a look at that? Do you think it will be looked at and changed?
Yeah.
Do you know what? The problem is with a lot of these laws that come in, I understand the reason why they've put it into play, and it's because they don't want to. Someone genuinely trying to attempt to win the ball, they don't want to doubly punish them. It's meant really for pulling shirts and stuff. It's like you pull someone down or you clip their ankles on purpose, like the sort of, remember the famous one I think Ole Gunnar Solskjaer did against, I want to say Newcastle, it might have been Nottingham Forest, where they were running through on goal, we were winning 1-0 and he clipped them. That's what it's designed for. So I think they can tweak it slightly, if that makes sense. I think the 2 incidents we've seen in the same day, which is just like London buses, where someone's not trying to make a challenge at all and their legs clip each other, I think they need to refine it so that they don't get punished, in my opinion. But yeah, overall, I think the rule in itself makes sense. I always used to feel like the double jeopardy rule should be this way. They should just go back to the last man, right? Or deny the clear goal scoring opportunity. But then if you score the penalty, you stay on the pitch. If you miss the penalty, you get the red card. That's what I'd do. Because you gain, it's easy and simple then. Do you know what I mean? Maybe, again, but then it always depends. Like for me today, do I care that they've gone down to 10 and 9 men? No, they're my team. If I was watching as a neutral, it might have ruined the game for me. In terms of, I want to ask this question to the panel. I want Bits and Bobs to go first on this. In relation to title charge top 4, what do you think a result like this does for Manchester United?
It's massive. It's in shockwaves. You know, listen, we had 7 different goal scorers today. Do you know what the confidence that will do to Martial? Daniel James even came on with a cameo. And can we just say he finished with the outside of his right foot? I'm going to call him Daniel James right now. Confidence-wise, it does us a good title charge because, you know, you heard the stat. Last time we done the double of Southampton, we want to win the league. Listen, you need to score goals to win games. And we've packed in 9. So this is what's going to happen now. Everton are going to think, wow, we might have to drop 10, 15 yards deeper. We're already playing into people's heads right now. Defenders are not going to want it anymore. You just said, Terry, movement of Cavani. Martial's got 2 goals. Luke Shaw's playing amazing right now. I don't think any team wants it right now. I think Everton are thinking, we actually don't want to play this game right now. And I think it does stand us in good stead. Look, you know my thoughts on 21, okay? But we're definitely going to finish top 4. But I still think that we go into Everton and Everton are going to start fear. Actually, Everton fear us. That's what I'm going to say right now. Clip it, do what you want. We've won 9-0, Terry. We've just beaten a good side in the English Premier League 9-0 at home. I don't care if it's against 9 men, 10 men. We scored 9 goals at home and a clean sheet. You sure you want to play us next game? Are you sure?
Yeah,
you know what I'm trying to say?
Exactly.
You know what's mad, yeah? I hope our players take us seriously now, like take themselves seriously, because this performance, other teams will take you seriously, and then that means they will up their game when they play against you. So United can't be like, oh yeah, 9-0, easy, next game, let's go, and expect a team to do the same thing. No, we have to take ourselves seriously after this performance. But right, cool, we won 9-0. Now teams are going to start upping their game even more after this straight away. We have to now also up our game and have the mentality, like we've been saying all season, the mentality to overcome these challenges. So as much as I'm happy and I'm glad that we've sent a message to the league, we've also got to listen to our own message we just sent and become serious.
Yeah, listen, you're absolutely right in relation to that. I think there's going to be a combination of these kind of things whereby we need to make sure we're not complacent going into our next game, as I thought we were against Sheffield United. We shouldn't be. It's Everton. They're a better team. At the same time, I think there will be that element of if Man United can start showing teams that we're ruthless and we're relentless and we will take her up. We've been overdue a big result. Since we beat Leeds, scored 6 against Leeds, we hadn't scored more than 2 in any league game, I don't think. And I think we were at that point where we obviously scored 3 against Liverpool in the cup, but we were crazy. This is where I go for the Ollie outers, because in a lot of those matches we've had the openings, the players been there, we've had the ball in the right places, whether it was final ball or whether it was the finishing touch, we haven't taken it, and we use Cavani as an example. In 3 games running, he missed gilt-edged chances put on a plate for him by Bruno Fernandes. And, Rashford's missed some opportunities. Martial's missed 2 or 3. And it was going to come a point where that was all going to be gone. And Man United were going to deliver. And we did today. And I think that for me was a sensational part, that everybody stepped up. Everybody stepped up and delivered like they needed to. They really, really did. Zane here, the super chat, says, I'm fuming after losing to Wolves. Now this nonsense. City still to win the league. I feel your pain, Zane, after the way you guys lost today, because that must still, for Arsenal fans, that must still be the most painful defeat of the season, actually, because they were playing so well. They were playing so well. It's A-Spec Limited here said a hard-fought win would have been better preparation for Everton. Does anybody agree with that?
Agreed.
No, not at all.
I agree completely.
Okay, Indiana.
Why?
One second.
Go on.
Indiana, why?
It looked like a training game. Second half. I mean, we're all in the group chat. There's people saying, "Oh, they're moving the ball too slow. They're doing the side-to-side thing again." It was kind of like pick your moment. We know what these players are, and that's what worries me, is that we could go into the Everton game and not wake up. It's taken us to the second half a lot of the time this season to wake up. So hopefully it's more of what Bob said. It's more of we have that hunger to score more goals, because that's what I need to see from them. Get out the blocks quick against Everton, get a goal early, and just go at them.
Here's the thing, Indiana. Here's the thing, Indiana. After we took that absolutely atrocious L at Sheffield, by Sheffield at home, right? After that, I sat here to Kesh and Igal, and I said to them, Man United do not lose 3 games back to back. It's unheard of. You come and show me, I'll exit the stream permanently. We don't lose 3 games back to back. And I was talking about us going into the Arsenal game. So that's why I said, do you really believe that you're going to beat us? Because losing games back to back, 2 games, is not something that we're accustomed to either. It could be in 2 different competitions, but not in the league. In the league, for us to lose back-to-back games is right. So the fact that we went from such a horrible result, which we needed to propel us to go forward onto another unbeaten run, which I believe we're on the track to. I hope we are anyway. That's what I'm saying, on the track there. A draw at Arsenal, no problem. I will take it had we not lost to Sheffield, but you know what? Let bygones be bygones. It is what it is. Take a point, yeah? And now what would have been a very difficult game for us today, we've lightened the load by bringing that confidence of 7 different goal scorers. Did you say? Is that what you said, Bits? 7 different goal scorers, 9 goals. Yeah, gives us enough confidence. Yeah, we were complaining. I was complaining in the first 15, 20 minutes of the second half, saying, "What is this? Why can't we move the ball? Why can't we fight?" But all it took was the breakdown. What we were trying to do is break them down again, right? With essentially what is more of a half a second string choice right now, right? And that was the confidence build, because now what he can say is my first half 11 today, the Cavani and the Shaw, I've got them who are now top level, thriving, on form. And in the second half of today's game, I used the second string of your, Martial right, and got them into at least, and it was a game. I mean, nothing about it was really training. It was an actual game. Like, if that goal wasn't ruled out for offside, I would have sat here saying, "No, Ollie out." Sorry. How did you? Do you
know what I find it weird about this stream? We just won 9-0, and I sometimes feel like Alfie and Indiana are more positive when we fucking lose games.
It's not that at all, Terry. Like, we've seen it all season.
Yeah, I know. Listen, for me, I'm going to be blunt here. Tonight, there is nothing but positivity to take from this game. We didn't move the ball too slowly in the second half because you can't play football at 1,000,000 miles an hour for 90 minutes. You exhaust
yourself. No, I get it. It made sense to me.
You were able to play for large parts of today in second gear. I'm telling you, the team that's going to be exhausted right now, sitting in a changing room, is going to be Southampton, because those players, even though they conceded 9, they worked their socks off to try and nullify it. And Man United will learn from today, because when you can play against 10 men, you actually don't have more men behind the ball than when we play against 11. The only threat that was missing is that they weren't as much of a threat on the counter-attack. It was a great training session, but it was real-time training. It was real-time training for Manchester United. And for me, nothing but positives. We've already mentioned it. The Shaws, the Cavani's that started out of this world. Rashford getting his goal was important. Bruno, I knew it was going to happen. I was talking to someone today, and I said there'll come a game in the next few where he hasn't scored or assisted for a couple of games. He'll just get 3 in one match, and then he ended up doing it today. I was so happy for him. We've got Igal with us now. Igal is calmed down after Arsenal losing. Give me your thoughts on Man United winning 9-0.
Oh shit! It's your boy EG.
Arsenal could never. Arsenal could never.
I didn't watch the game. I was still too capped up in my whole Arsenal world. I looked up and I seen you guys scored 7 goals and catch it right there, and I'm like, you know what? Manchester United are freaking amazing.
I didn't hear you because people were laughing. What did you say?
I said to myself for a second, I'm like, Manchester United are amazing in the sense that you guys. But then I looked at it. I'm like, whoa, 2 goals, and then what happened? Southampton just completely collapsed. They've now conceded 9 goals against 2 teams in the Premier League. We have to look at Ralph Hasenhuttl, because everyone was saying this is a man who should be tipped for the job at Arsenal, tipped for the job at all these other clubs. I get Manchester United did amazing. Big up to you guys. Scoring 9 goals, clean sheet, doing what you guys did. This is what clubs are supposed to do, bounce back from a draw against another top 6 team, which we haven't done. And this kind of reminds me of what happened to us against Aston Villa the same time after we beat you guys again at home. Away from home. Now, I honestly don't know what to say. Big up to you guys. You guys are still not going to win the league, in my opinion, but this is a big bounce back.
Do you know what, Agal? I hear what you're saying there in terms of everyone's got to look at Ralph Hasenhuttl. It's the second time he's lost 9-0. It's also 4 defeats, I believe, on the bounce for Southampton as well. They're going for a bit of a downturn at the minute. But again, he's done what he's done. He's done what he's doing at Southampton without top level players, if that makes sense. And they've got lots of players that have been on great purple patches at the same time. But I think Man United were just, like you said at the beginning of your speech, Man United were just different quality tonight. There's no doubt about that whatsoever. In terms of winning the league, yeah, you're probably right in terms of that. We have a super chat here from Lord Walker that says, it was 2002 under our beloved Sir Alex Ferguson that we lost 3 in a row. Derby County, Southampton, Chelsea. Hashtag you'll never walk under your, not our. Sorry, I misread that. Beloved. Okay, so maybe we did. Baz here says a little harsh on Ralph. I think it shows how good he is to get those busters to play better than they are. That's fair. The thing is, with all these managers, and you boys will all be aware of this. Every 2 or 3 years, we should do a show on this one day. There's a new up and coming manager that everybody wants, and a lot of them, in like 3 or 4 years, you'd laugh at. There was once upon a time where Owen Coyle was taking over at Arsenal. Once upon a time, Martin O'Neill was going to be the next great manager. AVB was meant to be the next great manager. Arteta was meant to be, no, I'm joking. This happens all the time. So I'm not saying Ralph isn't going to be good enough, but until they actually get an opportunity at a big club, I really do like to reserve judgment on this. I really, really do. I really do indeed.
Really quickly on Hassan Hootel. You know, we say, oh yeah, he's lost 4 games in a row. Look, let's paint the correct picture. He lost today. He lost the last game against Arsenal, but the game before that, he beat Arsenal. It was in a different competition. So you have to paint the correct picture. I understand 4 games in the league, but he's done well. He's doing all right. Let's not say this. It's not an absolute disaster. It's not going great in the league, but he still slapped Arsenal on a game that's really.
He didn't slap us, bro. He didn't slap us.
He kicked you out.
Yeah, he won. Listen, yeah, he won. 1-0. 1-0. He went for the game and he won it. Don't say slap.
Yeah,
no.
Wait. If you're adding context, to the Arsenal game, you're gonna add context to this game. And this game was not Ralph Hasenhutl's fault. It wasn't.
I didn't say it was his fault.
No. I'm talking to a gal. The reason why you don't look at him for this game because it's not his fault.
No, it's not his fault.
It's not his fault at all. So that's why I'm like, that's a bit harsh because you tells a young kid to go like stud someone in the thigh to get sent off. No one. You know what I'm saying? If this was Arsenal and Arteta, you would not be blaming Arteta for what happened today.
You know what? I agree with you, KJ. I redact my statement. How about that? Because in that sense, how am I going to come out here and be like, you know what? Fans that are blaming Arteta for 2 red cards, it's ridiculous. But I'm looking at the grand scheme of things. This is, if Arteta had a 3-0 performance with 2 red cards, understandable. That's, people are going to get on his case, right? 2-1 is difference between 9-0.
Hold on. There are times where you can blame the manager. This is true. You can. I'll give you an example. This season, I fully blame Ole Gunnar Solskjaer for the PSG game when at halftime, any manager in the world would have taken Fred off. He looked a liability. He was on a yellow card and everyone could see it. How did you not see it and you're the manager? How did you not see it? When he came back onto the pitch, I looked at my boy that was sat next to me. I said, bruv, you know he's going to get a second yellow, innit? You know he's going to get it. And guess what?
Yeah, man them though. What we doing talking back? Look forward. We just won 9-0.
I get everybody's points here that you can look at managers. With Ralph as well, the difference between what happened with Arteta today and with Southampton is it was 74 seconds into the game. And then Man United were also relentless. And once we scored that 3rd goal, you just saw the hearts went. We scored the 4th and you think, okay, first 15 minutes of that second half, it wasn't about United being slow. They narrowed the game. We couldn't get in behind. It was difficult. We'd also made 2 substitutions and taken Luke Shaw off, which didn't help. And it was hard. And we just ground them down slowly. And then the hearts went again. And it's very difficult once it happens. And it happens rarely. And if you look back, we put back up on the screen again, all these big results have happened in the Premier League era. If you actually go back and watch these games, there's so many mitigate. You see heart, you see red cards, you see mad stuff happen that normally doesn't in the vast majority of these games. They're rarities, really. They're absolute rarities. And when you watch them back, it feels like you're watching highlights. Like the live games look like highlights. It's really, really weird. And I wouldn't necessarily say it's fair to have too much of a go at Ralph. I think he's an excellent up and coming manager, but you know we're never ever going to know. I mean, this season, to be fair, when you look at this year, Klopp's the best manager in the world, and he's shipped 7 goals this season. Man United have shipped 6. Who else has shipped goals this season? City did it 5 or 6 against Leicester. 5 against them. So everybody's had these kind of moments in these games where it just clicks into gear for the opponents and they can't stop scoring. When we beat Roma 7-1 at Old Trafford, we were good for it on the night. But you could play that game again to the same intensity and just 4 or 5 of those shots are just 2 or 3 inches in the other direction, they go wide, or the goalie gets a hand to it. Sometimes it's just perfect. And tonight was a combination of some bad luck for Southampton and Man United just being clinical, because I don't know the stats on this, but most of the time when you play against 10 men, you very rarely see more than 2 goals get scored. So to stick 9 past the team, okay, 2 of them came after they were down to 9 men. It was just attrition, really, and they were a little bit unfortunate in that. But I want to move this forward. I want to talk about this forthcoming weekend. We've touched on it slightly, KJ. We've got the big game. We know they've got to play midweek still, Liverpool and Manchester City. But Man United go up against Everton. In terms of personnel, who should be picked for this game? Based on performances today, fitness, everything else that's coming up, who should be the key components to the starting 11 to go up against Everton on Saturday?
I say keep the same from 3 today. Mason Greenwood, even though he didn't get a goal, he looks hungry. He looks like he's fighting for his spot. You see him go on runs. You see him try to make things happen. His shots are getting blocked. His shots rarely go off. You know what I mean? Like, he's very good at hitting the target. Just right now, keepers are saving them, and also people are getting blocks in. So Mason Greenwood today, I think, had a very good game. He looked very good, and he just phased out towards the end. But I'll keep the same front 3. As much as I love Martial, and he had a good game when he came on and had got those 2 goals, it still isn't enough to say, oh yeah, he comes straight back in when Cavani has been playing so well. Yes, we can cuss him about Arsenal, but other than that, he's been playing well for us. So keep the same front 3. Bring back Paul Pogba. That'll be a game where you can get some joy in the midfield. I think what Ollie was thinking about was the press from Southampton, and he thought, you know what, let's rest him today. Put on Scott and Fred to do all the running around, and he can get a rest today. Worked out perfectly, by the way. Paul Pogba never came on the pitch. We'd love to see that. And yeah, and bring back Eric Bailly. I think if he's fit. I think bring back Eric Bailly for Everton would be very good, considering you've got what's his name, Calvert-Lewin and Richarlison, and a couple of pacey players, and Bernard as well, who are there. So yeah, same front 3, bring in Paul Pogba and Eric Bailly, and we go again.
Would anybody do anything different from a United perspective?
Yeah, well, I'd sell Pogba.
Oh,
shut
stop.
up, Andy. What do you say?
I'm not doing the negativity. Like, I can't handle negativity when we do this well. You know what I mean? There's a comment here, actually, I want to read out. It's from Gabriel. It says 9 red cards under Arteta. I think he meant, I don't know what that's.
Tutelage. So
I know what it means. I just don't know how to read it. It says that's discipline issues. Of course, you can look at the manager. So fair enough. So would you? I know we're going a little bit off subject here. Just a quick question for Igal. Would you blame your disciplinary issues on Arteta's management style?
I would say it's the players not being switched on enough and making similar errors consistently.
So would you answer the question, yes or no? Would you blame Arteta for that?
Blame it on Arteta. I would blame it on the players not being switched on enough.
So based on that, Southampton got beat 9-0. Part of it was because they went down to 9 men, so you can't put it on Ralph.
That's why I redacted my statement.
Oh, you redacted it. Sorry, I didn't hear. Sorry. I apologize. That's why I was confused by your answer. I was like, this is not what we were talking about.
We got 9 goals for 9 red cards, boy. We got 9 goals.
Yeah, bits and bobs. So Saturday's massive.
Sorry.
Yeah.
Before you move on to that, it was that Gabriel. You have to pay it. Gabriel is an absolute superstar. Do you know why? You have to listen to the wording he chose to use. Igal. He said under Arteta's tutelage, you have got 9 red cards. What do you have to say about that? Don't blame the players. He said under Arteta's tutelage, teaching? Hold on. Is he teaching them to not do the dumb stuff? This is what Gabriel's saying. Is he teaching them to not do the dumb, rash stuff to get you the red card? Right?
You can't teach a man from not grabbing a man's throat. Like, you're stupid, you know what I mean? You're stupid.
This ain't fighting, bro. This ain't boxing, bro. Do you know what I mean?
I understand that, but some players are stupid. Like, that's why when you're saying, or you're trying to run jokes and say Arsenal are back, I'm saying no, it's not, because I know. No, wait. I know Luis might have played well in the last 7 games, but his time is coming. These are just players that need to be moved on. It's not something I've not seen from Xhaka getting red card for stupid things before. I've seen it. It's nothing new.
No, I hear you on that. Bits and bobs. Saturday's game. Saturday's game against Everton. Would you make any changes from tonight's starting lineup? If so, who would you bring in?
I think we'd have to assess Eric Bailly because the battle last time I went there with Lindelof, I think Dominic Calvert-Lewin bullied Lindelof. He got so much change out of him, so I think we need to assess that. I think obviously I think Pogba has to start on the bench for this one. To looking to make, to answer your question, Terry, Lindelof for Bailly, and then keep it the same. I don't think the two centre backs are actually quite shaky at Everton, so I think you've got to start Cavani. His movement, both of them are going to be looking like the Chuckle Brothers. So keep it the same. Take Lindelof out, put Eric Bailly on, and look, you know what I mean.
Why do you say that Pogba should start on the bench when he hasn't been out of form? Like, it's not like he was out of form and he's on the bench. He today was rested, so sure you bring him back for the harder game.
Yeah. Well, see, I hear what you're saying, but we need to look at the team that we're playing. Okay, they're gonna have James on the right, but in the middle they're gonna have Decore, who's gonna do Duracell Bell settings. He's just gonna keep running. They've got Allen, who's gonna try and dictate. Okay, and they've got Sigurdsson. So it's gonna be really, really compact. Okay, so I don't want Pogba to be enduring all that pressure right now. I want him to come on later in the game where he can express himself. So you keep in the shield of McFred because they can do that. We'll be able to combat what they're going to offer, and then we'll have Bruno to be able to dictate. And obviously, in the form of Wan-Bissaka and Shaw right now, they're going to provide width. So let's not put Pogba somewhere where we know when he gets pressured on the ball tirelessly, time after time, he's likely to lose possession. You know, you've got to be smart about this. Bring him on in the latter, in the second half, where you can maybe play him off the left. Or maybe if we're going for the game, or if we're in control of the game, bring him on to dictate the play. That's what I'll change.
Yeah, I think, you know what? I think that's what I've loved about this team at the moment. And I know when we played against Arsenal, we were screaming that we need more strength in depth. And I do understand that. But pretty much when everyone's fit, we've always got, today it was Martial, Pogba on the bench. They're game changers when they come on. There's been times where it's been Van der Beek as well. That's something I'm quite excited about. And in some respects, not starting Pogba might encourage Everton to be a little bit more expansive against us as well. It's almost a psychological element to say, well, you know what, Pogba's not out there. That's one less creative player. Let's go for it. We know that Fred and Scott do very well at shielding our back line and they stop us from being penetrated. I do like the idea against Everton of having two naturally speedy wide players in Greenwood and in Rashford, because I think they can spread the play. What they did very well today between the two of them is they were switching sides very nicely as well. Rashford's goal actually came through from switching sides. Like Greenwood went on to the other side, really good run, and it causes havoc. So I think there's a lot of options for us when we go up against Everton. It's really important though, because we've got another little moment coming up, Man United, as we did before we played Fulham and Sheffield United. Everton's a tough game. And then we have West Brom and Newcastle. Now, I'm not saying they're not gimmies, but actually, do you know what they are? They're must wins in the sense of we shouldn't be losing to those teams. Like, in all respect, our squad versus theirs, we should be winning. You beat Villa, then you could look at a case of, well, hang on, then you got West Brom and Newcastle. Beat Everton, and then you're looking at maybe winning 4 games on the bounce. In that time, we know that our title rivals, a few of them have got massive games. City go back-to-back against Liverpool and then Tottenham as an example. Liverpool got some tough games. It's more likely that our kind of rivals are going to drop points than it is us on paper. So that's why we've got to stay really focused. Then we go into back-to-back games against Chelsea and City. So who knows what can happen at that point there. But the most important... Sorry, say that again, mate?
You know, the crazy thing is, when it comes to the whole out in the thing, if you look at the reverse fixture, this game that you guys are going to be playing, Everton, was literally the game where people were saying Ollie's going to get sacked after this Everton game. And now, come the reverse fixture, you guys are flying in the league, up there with the top teams, pretty much stamped in for top 4. And it's like none of that Ollie in out stuff will ever come up until the season ends, in my opinion, at this point. So just crazy. You guys
don't worry about Ollie in or out. It'll be there no matter what the result, my brother. You know what I'm saying? I'm pretty sure there's people saying Ollie out today, fam. Like, so, like,
the way. How do you think? I mean, we'll just finish up on this and we'll move to that. Yeah. So I hear what you're saying, Gal. For me, I want to keep looking forward because I feel that when we eventually look back, we might have a 12, 15-point gap between us and fifth. And then you're like, well, that's job done for the season. To the point of qualifying for the top four, for me, I think it was about the maximum most Man United fans at the beginning of the season genuinely thought that we would or could achieve. Some of us, like myself, didn't even put us in the top four with the window, with the way it all went. I was really disheartened at the start of the campaign. So I think for us, keep looking forward, keep pushing forward. On a side note, Bruno Fernandes today has moved to number 2 in the goal scoring charts in the Premier League on 12 goals. He's got more goals this season, Bruno Fernandes, and Harry Kane, Son, Bamford, Calvert-Lewin, Vardy, Wilson, Zaha, and Lacazette, who's in the top 10. He's also number 3 in the assist charts on 9. KDB has 10, and it's 11 for Kane. He's joint 9 now with Jack Grealish, because Grealish has got a few extra games to play in relation to that. What a season Bruno Fernandes is having. 21 goal contributions, the best for any midfielder in the league, which is absolutely phenomenal. There's no doubt about that. We have some super chats here. We want you to get your super chat questions in now. Any questions you want to ask of myself and the panel, get your super chats in. Why does Pogba need so much protection as shield? This ain't
the MCU. That's a funny joke. That's a good joke. That's a good joke.
I'll answer that.
Does anyone think Pogba needs protection?
It's not.
No, it's because of what Bits was saying. Just
no, it's not.
It's not protection. It's not protection, right? What I'm trying to say is that you need to be. We always talk about Ollie got the team wrong. He got the team this and that. Yeah, let's be smart. Everton are going to be compact. We know how Doucouré plays. We know how Allen plays. Okay, they're going to be very, very tight and compact. So let's use Greenwood and Rashford. Okay, to quick wide players, tiring them out, and then later when they are stretched and we're winning or in a position of dominance, you bring him on to come and dictate play. It's called tactics. Do you know? Flipping out. Ollie done this against Tottenham when he brought Pogba on and he changed the game. Give the guy some credit. He has got a football brain. Do you know what I mean? What do you want to just go in gun ho, go against Everton? It's called tactics, guys. We're going away to a big club away. Like, come on.
No. They come to us.
At home. Well, we've actually got a worse home record than I don't know about after today, but I hear you on that bits and bobs. We've got a bit of a point, but I want to make this into a question here. Get your super chats in, smash the like button as well, please. I love the fact that barely any rivals have turned up today. The hardcore football terrace fans are here, but I love how if we'd have lost 2-0 tonight, there'd be about 8,000 people watching. They're like, oh, I ain't going to bother go over there and watch them gloat. It says here, lies. Cavani has the second highest conversion rate in the world from 2012 up to 2019. 19.1%. That's 169 goals from 884 shots. Do you know what's the question about that? I want to ask, the question's going to be, should Cavani now, barring rotation when he needs a rest, be the starting number 9 positional? We know he wears the number 7 shirt, or not. That's the question I want to pose. On this stat here, I've been talking about, me and KJ spoke about this on the phone earlier. I saw some stats flying around the other day of how many big chances he's missed. From how many starts each season. And my point was, how many you miss. It's a fair stat and it is a fact. But I want to see conversion rate of the big shots. So this is total shots. This will include some screamers and all sorts. I would love to see the conversion rate of his big chances as opposed to the amount that he's missed, because the conversion rate is the most important bit. You might miss 30 a season on average, but score 60, right? So your conversion rate's high, right? You get my point. And he's obviously, when he was at Paris Saint-Germain, there was a lot more big chances being created because the level over there was pony. But that's an interesting point there. His conversion rate 19%, which is about 3% higher than Lionel Messi's in that time period. It's about 16%, so it isn't too bad. But question I'm going to pose, I want to get Alfie first on this. Should Cavani, is that his position now moving forward, and it's for Martial to win it back off him?
Absolutely. We haven't had an actual recognized number 9, so to speak, since Lukaku, and Lukaku wasn't a Manchester United number 9. Lukaku was always a goal threat, but he was never the complete number 9. And before that, in all honesty, we haven't had it, right? And I can't believe I'm just about to agree with what Robbie Savage said the other day, yeah? But this is what Robbie Savage said. He said he understands why Ollie didn't bring on Cavani during the Arsenal game until later, because this guy needs a rest, right? He understands, right? But He said, because of what he brings, because of how much of a complete player he is, why not just start him, win the first half by a couple of goals, and then rest him for the second half or take him off on the 60th minute, as opposed to bringing him on when you actually dire need him. Do you know what I mean? I completely agree with you, Bobs. Like, honestly, that team selection that you put for Everton, absolutely. Cavani, for me, I would use him in such a way where I wouldn't even try and play him full games ever for the rest of the season if we can help it. Start him every game, win the first half, switch it up, couple of goals, at least get a 2-goal cushion, and then take him off, because this conversation, it needs to be had, Terry. Martial is not good enough. He's great. He's fantastic. If he was in the French league, if he was in Spain, if he was in Germany, he would rip it up. But he hasn't adjusted his game for the Premier League. Do you know how physical this? I'm 100% certain Henry had in his locker that fancy shit that Martial does. But do you know why Henry was a million levels above what Martial is? Is because Henry adjusted to the harshness, the difficult nature of proper English defending. Come for your legs, yeah. And bro, you're not getting any. This guy wants to. Every time I look at him, he wants to put it through someone's legs, and you're in the box, or you're trying to run through the. Why are you doing this? Why don't you just be simple? If you've got it, and if he doesn't switch it up, he's gonna be gone soon. This is not good enough. His move, that why I agree with Bits is put Greenwood and Cavani on for the Everton game is because when you look at their movement off the ball, they create so much space that it's so much easier to go forward. Martial and Rashford are so stagnant. Like Rashford, he's got things in the locker. He's got things in the locker, but Martial, like this guy, man, I'm telling you, he would be absolute top scorer if he was in League A, or if he was in La Liga, yeah, right? He would be absolute top class because over there they're not coming to break your legs like the Premier League. But he's not adjusted his game for me. And do we want to give him that time? I'm sorry, current performance, current levels this season, Martial isn't good enough. Has to be Cavani. Has to be.
Yeah,
he has to.
Don't you guys feel like you guys are harsh?
Cavani deserves a start. I think Alfie's speaker Martial might have been a bit harsh in this moment, but overall, it's fair to say that he hasn't been good enough. That's facts, and it's right. If he doesn't fix up, he will leave. But in terms of the question itself, Cavani has earned it. We need to see more of Cavani week in, week out, because we could have something good here. And yes, he is 30, he's 33, 34, but the way he's running, the way he's keeping himself fit, you have to commend the man. And just on that alone, he deserves to start week in, week out, because he clearly is dedicated. He clearly wants to be a better player for Man United. And that's the mentality we need up front. Yes, he will miss a load of chances, and I will get onto him because that is just Cavani, you know what I'm saying? But at least he's there in the moment to be for those chances. You know what I mean? At least he's still, and if he misses a chance, he'll be there again and again and again. And that's something that sometimes Rashford and sometimes Martial, they start to doubt themselves. And so I'll be like, okay, I shouldn't really be here, I should be somewhere else. So yeah, man, bring Cavani in. Let's see what
I hear that.
Do you know Terry? Can I just say something real quickly? I want to, just from a footballer's point of view, right? If we do start with Cavani, right, and I'm Martial, and I'm on the bench, and I see Cavani score, this is a win-win for Ollie, because Martial will come off the bench and be like, I need to prove my point to start next week. So if Cavani scores, we're winning, Martial comes on, and he scores, listen, job done. I've got two strikers fighting for a position. But I've also got a striker, Martial, that knows that he has to be on top of his game every week. And let's be honest, guys, an on-form goal-scoring Martial is good for Man United trying to win the league.
I agree. I agree with you. For me, I don't think it's as. I hear what the points everyone's made, and I feel like it's as simplistic as Bits and Bobs has just put it. It's I ain't. These two players are going to get on with it. Generally speaking, players get on with each other. I know that Man United have had the Andy Cole, Teddy Sheringham scenario once upon a time, but most of the time players get on. They're probably good friends. They probably communicate well. What I want to see from Martial is just him show us that he can handle the competition. And a game like today demonstrates that he came on, he was hungry, he worked hard, he got his goals. As an example, Cavani has to start for me, though. The movement element. I know he's not here right now. Indiana talks about it. That's the key. His movement, the way the link-up play that he has is just, for me, as a number 9, is better than Anthony Martial's. He's better at doing that. So I would start him for those reasons. But as Bits and Bob says, to have Martial come off the bench, if fingers crossed, this can be the moment that he clicks into gear this season. For me, that's the massive element, because what that does, it could be an extra 10, 15 goals we need between now and the end of the season, which we haven't had. So it is massive. It really is. Got a super chat here I want to do. This is from Robert Dodds. It says, thank you, Terry, and to everyone at the Football Terrace for keeping me sane. Because my mother died of stomach cancer last week. And with lockdown, YouTube is my only focus. So yes, RIP to your mum. Really sad news. And listen, if we're that outlet and give you that kind of sort of escapism, then that's a very proud thing for us here at the Football Terrace. So thank you very much.
Sorry to hear that, buddy.
Feel very sad.
Man.
Yeah, sorry to hear that, buddy. Keep your head up.
Zane here with a stupid chat. I might have missed it now. No, there it is. Zane, man like Zane, back with us again. Says, but big up to Rashford and Martial scoring to shut up the racists who were giving them abuse. That's actually the nice bit as well. Like I kind of that tonight, I legitimately got my wishes when I knew we were going to score lots of goals. Like, let Rashi get a goal. Bruno get rid of the duct. I was like begging for Martial to score some goals. It got to like 70 odd minutes and I think it was still only like 4-0, maybe 5. I was like, ain't going to happen. Then boom, boom, boom. And even Scotty Mac scoring just to shut up.
Mason's the only one. But let me tell you, when this boy starts firing again, I'm ready.
Yeah, he got an assist today. He got an assist.
He did. But I want him to get the goals, fam, because that's what he is.
And I mean, his work is what really led to Scotty Mac getting his goal, because of the shot that came out and everything else. And I was like, Scotty Mac getting one there to ram down the throats of all the Anglophobes that are out there as well, because we know they exist as well. The man that are just weird like that. Stephen here says, great performance from Man United, shows you're still in this title race. Though I'm Arteta out, I can't blame him for our defeat tonight. Leno, what are you doing? Yeah, I think
Leno was trying to kick the ball, wasn't he, Igal? That's what he was trying to do.
Igal, your reaction that's on the Out of Context Football Terrace page, bro. I can't believe how angry you were. That's the thing with Igal. I respect you. You protect your team. You protect your team like a lioness protects her cubs, bro. Do you know what I mean? It's a madness. Even though the poachers might take your head off of a gun, you're like, no, I'm going to stand here. I'm going to protect my team. You say outrageous things to protect them, bro. Do you know what I mean? But we love you for it. We absolutely do.
Everyone, like every fan feels like they've been hard done by the refs, though. Let's be honest. Everyone here has probably felt like they've been hard done by refs before.
I mean, you know what? I go back to what I said this morning. I was getting pelters this morning. Terry said, don't blame refs. Now he's blaming refs. I'm like, no, I blamed us. I blamed us for not coming out and doing what Ollie did sooner. Fight back. Come out and say it's a disgrace we didn't get these decisions. If I was Ollie, I'd be throwing out there, listen, Jurgen Klopp's moaning his work because he's now influenced the referees. These referees have got to be stronger, because what it does subconsciously, it makes it's a dangerous game, but it does make the referees go, I'll show you I ain't weak. I'll show you I'm not Klopp's little bitch. And then when there's half a decision, for us, it's like, see, I gave you a penalty, bro. That proves I'm not weak. And in the end, you're like, it does, because you just succumb to them mind games, you fool. But we all know referees, right? For me, I'm going to sound harsh here. I might interview one day and regret saying this, but I'll say it. Referees got bullied at school, bruv. They were no good at football, right? No, what I mean is not like horrible. I'm not talking like nasty bullied. I'm talking like they really wanted to be in the football team, but they got to be the water boy type thing. Do you get what they're in the squad, but they run the line. Do you get what I'm saying, right? So they like being center of attention. So make them center of attention and do what Fergie did. Make them give you the decisions, right? And I'm telling you, when they get all that hate online, I bet most of these refs are like, they're like trolls online, but look at the attention I'm getting because I gave a penalty to Man United. Ollie, do it. The fourth official says Martial finally sorted out his boot sponsors. Now we hope to have him back. Off the field issues got man messed up.
Is that true, or is that a bit of fun? Is that
No,
true?
no. He did sort out his boot sponsor. That has happened, but I'm not putting it down to that. Let's be honest now.
Guys,
Is he
didn't
sponsored by
Rashford
now?
Cantona's goal scoring record, or did I hear that wrong?
Marcus Rashford now has more goals for Manchester United than the great Eric Cantona.
Oh, well done, Rashi. We love to see that.
Which is great. Which is again, some people think, oh, you don't get a trophy for that. Yeah, so what? It's a great record. Do you know what I mean? It's just
Eric Cantona is our trophy, bruv. Yeah,
Bruv.
if you can score more goals than Eric, well done. Well done.
and it just shows, doesn't it? It just shows that Rashford isn't this bang. Like I'm not saying Rashford is world class at this point. He's had world class form.
Say it, man. You want to say it?
No, I don't. Because I'm not like hyperbolic with that. But he's a very good football player with a very high ceiling, right? And I see people criticize him. I see people say he's like the worst ball player at United. He's overrated. So imagine he's overrated and he's played in the worst Man United era for 30 years, but he already has more goals than Eric Cantona. It's like, I remember he got compared to Welbeck, right? Do you know that he's already got more goals in his career now at 24 than Welbeck has in the entire career he's got? I love this game. I just love it. Kevin there says Arsenal will never fail to make me
Feel
better. Piss myself laughing. Pav here says the refs are pals with the unfortunate people who got sacked by your clubby gal. They are getting their own back. Oh, there you go. I didn't get that at first, and then I realized what he meant. Man like Paul Ross says no one should be losing 9-0. That's non-league form. How many times has that happened to Southampton? 2 times now. Don't Spurs have an equal record as well, or something like that? I'm not too sure what Spurs' record. I mean, Spurs on the biggest game. Spurs beat Wigan Athletic 9-1.
Were they on the receiving end? Is that what he means? Spurs?
No, they're not on this list. Getting
I
spanked.
think he's trying to say that Spurs have got 2 8-1s or something like that, something similar to United, but we've got 2 9-0s.
Yeah, because the four scored like 4 goals, didn't he? For Tottenham in that game, did he not?
Yeah.
Yeah, we scored.
It was 9 though.
Yo.
Oh no, they got beat. I didn't realize this. They got beat 7-1 Tottenham by Newcastle in 1996.
How many goals have you guys scored this season? Because it must be a mad number.
No, 40. I want to say 46, but the top goal scorers in the league now with 46. Yes, 46. Liverpool's second highest on 43. I mean, tonight's just really helped. But equally, this is what you'll get with fans. This is football fans. I love rivals. This is what you'll get. You've only got 46 because you scored 9 tonight. I'm like, okay, well, that's a fact, but okay, cool. So are you willing to take... So it's true. So by that same logic, are you willing to take 6 goals off of what we've conceded because we conceded 6 in one game as well?
Ridiculous.
Is my logic...
That man of Liverpool fans who was used as an argument. But the 7-2, we had Adrian in goal, so it doesn't really count. It's like, no, brother, like, what is it then? You know what I'm saying? Like,
you know what I love about tonight as well? There are 2 or 3 players starting for Man United tonight that are not very well liked by like sort of weird United fans. Imagine like Scotty Mac, Rashford. They're part of the joint greatest victory in the history of the Premier League. Like that's your name in lights. Like you're edged into United folklore forever. I love that. That makes me feel so warm and fuzzy inside. It really, really does.
We won 9-0, people.
It's gonna be broken by the end.
Wait. I'm sitting here. I'm like, oh, everyone, this is a bit downbeat. Like we're talking about Martial's form and we just won 9-0, people. Come on, man. Come on.
You know why that is, okay?
Aaron Wan-Bissaka. Can I chat about him for 2 seconds? This brother, man's been said he can't attack here. The last few games, I don't care. He's the most unorthodox right back attacking I've ever seen in my life. The way he even scored his goal, it looked like he was gonna miss because the way he looks. You know what I'm saying? But he goes in. I love this brother, fam. I love him. That tackle that he made against, I think it was Adams or somebody. There's 3 on goal. You know how ridiculous that tackle was that he made? Absolutely ridiculous. Last ditch with his outside of his boot, boop, cuts it off and takes out the ball cleanly before he takes out the man. Name me right backs in the world who could have made that tackle today. You find very
can't, bro.
Aaron Wan-Bissaka.
Listen, deep it, yeah. Man, deep it. We scored a goal for every Southampton player that remained on the pitch today. Your souvenir today was you get a goal, you get a goal, you get a goal, you get a goal.
I'm so glad you called it out because I've been sitting here this whole time and I'm like, listen, I knew I've told these guys behind the scenes whenever Man United do well, it's almost the lowest numbers this channel does because we're a channel that's based on like rivals. All the top 6 fans, like, they don't want to be here. They're off elsewhere. Like even like a lot of our rivals are primed here now. I was about to say, Kesh and Gal have turned up, but none of our rivals have even turned up for the chat. Have you noticed? They've all stayed away because they don't want
they got Tottenham though, innit? So they don't want to come on and give.
They don't want the smoke.
The 4th official here says, Pastor KJ.
Terry. That's it.
Pastor KJ, don't underestimate how things will, like a boot sponsor, can affect a professional, bro. Imagine image rights are everything. Take it from someone who's from. And
if it affects, it affects. But we'll talk about that another day. Yeah, we won 9-0.
Yeah, I know, bro.
Luke Shaw was balling out. You know what I'm saying? Man was looking trim. You know what I'm saying? Scott McTominay had a trim. Scores an absolute banger. I'm telling you, the Mancurian brain part, bro. Mancurian brain part. You know what I'm saying?
Union.
Yeah, that.
I think it was KJ's accent.
You're as bad as Kendall last night calling it a Panasonic instead of a pandemic, bro. Do you know what I mean? It's madness. Prime's with us now. Prime, welcome back, mate. Man United 9-0. 9-0 to Manchester United. What you saying, bro?
You're going to win the league this season.
Yes. Yes.
You've got a Harry Maguire in the last year has been one of the best centre backs in the world.
Shut up, Prime.
No,
in the past year, Ole Gunnar Solskjaer has been performing as one of the best managers in the world. I think people should put more respect towards Man United. And the thing is, they still have missing parts in their team. They still need an actual defensive midfielder. They still need an actual winger. They still need an actual striker because Martial's not it. And Cavani, he's good. He can do a job, but I think you need an actual focal point up there. You need a partner with Harry Maguire. Again, this guy seems to be kind of doing it all on his own at the back, leading, but people don't want to recognize that. You guys...
Listen. I mean, I appreciate you being positive about our club with a lot of the panelists, right? You sort of said we're going to win the league, but then you just listed about 10 things that are wrong with us.
No. But no, Terry. I said even with those factors, how you've been performing over the past year, people need to recognize that. What was that stat you brought up over the past year? You're like 1 or 2 points behind Liverpool or something like that.
No, we're probably overtaking them now.
We had overtaken them from the 1st of Feb up until when I did it a few weeks ago. So we'd still be in front of them. Listen, maybe. I think Man United's issue is it's staying power. You know what I mean? I think it's as all sort of older gentlemen and experienced men would know, it isn't often how you start, it's how you finish. And that's about Man United's finish is the most important thing here. We cannot be too premature with our climax is all I'm going to say, right? That's what we need to be very...
To help with that, Terry, you always need Manscaped to help with that. Ain't that right, Terry?
Ball deodorant. It is available at a discount price. You can get 20% off your ball deodorant with the Football Terrace promo code. Why don't you zoom in? Look at that bad boy there. That keeps you fresh as a daisy. During that game, I was celebrating and dancing, but there was no mad sweat. There was no stickiness. I wasn't fire or nothing like that because of ball bag deodorant. You make sure you sign up to that. What I really love as well. All right, you've got this. This is the one, right? Don't get excited when you hear this vibrate, Prime. This goes on here. This here is for the trimming. This gives you the dolphin's beak. You can do your little kiwis or your big kiwis, depending on what you are. You can do all around your nether regions, back, sack, and crack. You won't clip yourself. There'll be no nipping a bit. Oh, and I know some of you men have done that. You know, you get the little, I got to get the talcum powder out now. There's a sore. Oh, I'm going to see her in half an hour. You're really uncomfortable sitting in your car because you're like, I cut myself shaving. This won't do it. You can go onto the Manscaped website now. They've got an amazing pack that's normally $99.99. Okay, $99.99 it normally costs, but you get a 20% discount with the Football Terrace. Use promo code TFT right about now. Get that done if you want a fresh as a daisy Dolphins beak. We've got Lincoln we're bringing on now. Agent Bad Vibes is here.
No, Terry, no. We changed the name. The name got changed.
Mod like Lincoln, you know.
That Mod Lincoln is now
My name. That's not my name. It's that Mod Lincoln. That's it.
All right, Duke. Listen, bro. Tell us.
Duke. I'm gonna pretend you didn't call me Duke.
Okay, cool. Listen, bro. Give me your thoughts, bro. Give me your thoughts.
Now, I just want to ask this question. Like, when are we gonna accept that Scott McTominay is not this sideways passing, bland, restricted midfielder / player that everyone online thinks he is?
No, that's what he should be. That's what he should be. You're describing what he should be there, Lincoln.
No, all the time I see people online calling Scott McTominay what he passes sideways all the time. Like, how do I see what about Scott McTominay what other people don't see? It's like I just don't get it. I mean, it's just
how good is he?
Do you know what it is, Lincoln? Do you know what it is, Lincoln? Do you know what it is, right? Because his name's Scott McTominay, because he's Scottish, okay, on the eye, he doesn't look flashy. He doesn't do step-overs. What does he do? He tracks his man. He tackles and he passes the ball. He tries to keep possession. He doesn't take, actually, he does take long-range shots and he scores some. But what it is because his name is Scott McTominay. It's not Scott McTominay or Flash or no panache. He does his job. Do you know what he is? He's a modern-day footballer that there's no panache about him. But he's our player, so let's elevate him and enjoy him because do you know what? He does a job. And let's not forget, a year ago when he got injured, our fan base had a meltdown because he was playing well. He was one of our better players. Everyone was thinking, oh God, how long is he out for and stuff. The reason is because he's Scottish. He's not got any panache or any swag, blah, blah, blah. He just goes, does his job on the pitch, and he leaves. That's it. And can I just say, he is going to the Euros. Come on,
Go on, KJ.
I was going to say, on Scott McTominay, we love it when he has these games because he is so important. He has the energy, he has the muscle, he has the physicality to go up against these teams and win the ball. He has the mentality and desire to favour Manchester United, which is excellent. Scott McTominay's issue is there's times in games and runs of games where he forgets who he is and he tries to do stuff that we know he can't do. And then when it doesn't come off, it gets frustrating. Today, he kept the ball well, side to side. Literally, Lincoln, you're saying it's a bad thing that people are telling him to, he passes side to side. But that's literally what his best attribute is. Keeping the ball, recycling, play it side to side. When he tries forward passes, that's when I get vexed because he doesn't go nowhere. You know what I'm saying? He plays so simply, so well today. And I want to see that more of a composed, controlled performance from Scott McTominay. He knew when to go forward. He knew when to come back. He made smart tackles, not rash ones. He played the ball nice and easy to the players who have got more ability than him to do all the ridiculous stuff. And that goal, we know he can do it. You know we can do that, and we love that about him. So, yes, Scott McTominay does get disrespected, but I feel like people need to accept for him for what he is. And also, he needs to stop thinking that he's Paul Pogba and just literally play his game.
Sorry, mate.
Listen, I see McTominay gets a lot of enthusiasm, but I feel it's just some United fans are just jealous. They look across the road and they see City and they think, oh, we should have 11 flamboyant players in our starting 11. But they forget that Man United, like, you've had your successful period with midfielders that was just done a job. It wasn't world class. Not every one of your midfielders was world class. There's a place for these midfielders in every team. Guys that just do the simple thing and do their job. So I don't get the complaint.
Listen, I agree. Listen, I think that's what it comes down to, as you say. The irony is, Liverpool have been a team that a lot of the Ollie outers also are like they hate on McTominay. They speak about system managers a lot, and they speak about, for instance, Ralph Hasenhuttl that we beat tonight. They speak about Klopp a lot. You know, Klopp's built his entire team around having not like fairly just functional midfielders that work hard, that recycle the ball, that get it from attack to defense, that move, and the side-to-side passing things are madness. Because the irony is, half the people I see criticize him once upon a time were professional and semi-professional footballers. I know that moving the ball from the left to the right to the left to the right, going side to side until you can find an area to penetrate is what you're meant to do. So, of course, there's a lot of sideways passing from a player that plays in the double pivot. Or, interestingly, now that Tuchel's here and he's a fashionable manager, it's not called the double defensive pivot anymore. It's called the twin sixes, but it's the same role. That's going to be the new hipster term that Chelsea fans spin it with, right? It's just what they do. A lot of clubs have more functional midfielders that protect and shield, and they don't need to be the creative sparks, especially with teams that use marauding fullbacks. Scott McTominay, bits and bobs, has got it bang on. Because he's Scottish, because he's got pale skin and pale blonde hair, and it's just like, oh, it's just a bang average. He's just a slightly better Darren Gibson. It winds people up because he doesn't do the flicks and tricks that they want. These people are just hating on him. A lot of these people are hating on him because they probably thought as younger kids they were better technically at football than Scott McTominay. But they were told you didn't have the desire, the work rate, the dedication, the passion to actually make it. So they see someone like him and they hate on him because he's all the things that they lacked that stopped their brilliant talent from allowing them to make it. Whether it's football, whether it's business, whether it was acting, these people have had that feedback. So the people that hate the passion merchants are the people that lack the dedication in their own lives to achieve what their talent should allow them to gain. That's where I think it's people look in the mirror and don't know what they see, and they see someone like a Scotty Mac who may not be blessed at the elite level with the most amount of talent, but works him off the park. Gary Neville was the same. Gary Neville would tell you he weren't even that good a footballer, but he's hard work, and not just hard work like running around like a maniac. He's hard work and perseverance got him to the level that he was at, and he was more than functional for us. And I'm going to make a claim here about Scott McTominay. He is a better midfielder, in a Man United shirt anyway, than Ander Herrera was. I think he does a better job for Manchester United. And I'm not saying like Herrera was rubbish. I think he's better. And if his name wasn't Scott McTominay and it was Sergio Moreda, or his name was just Ander Herrera, people would love him because it's Scott McTominay. They call him bland. They call him unseasoned. And we know what unseasoned means. Let's have this right. We had a lot of conversations this week. When you call someone unseasoned, you're calling them a boring, basic white person. We know what unseasoned means. You're attacking the color of his skin. So let's absolutely have that right. We know what that expression means and everybody knows it. So that's what people will pull in on it for. And it's a disgrace. Absolute disgrace.
Is it?
Wait.
Is it? I'm not particularly sure. In terms of a professional role, when you call someone unseasoned, that's
we know. Listen, don't act dumb, man. We know what unseasoned means, bro. Come on.
Are you talking about saying that, or is this am I missing something? Something specific you're talking
about? We know when someone says unseasoned. In our community, we know what that means, and it's offensive and it's racist. Let's be real.
Unseasoned. Listen, my people do this. It's like cooking it's basically two chicken breasts with no seasoning on, cooking just nice white in the oven with look bland. That's what it means, bro. That's, you know what I mean? I know what it means. Like, and people do it on purpose, and they think they can get away with it, and it's a disgrace. It's a disgrace.
No, fine. I may have missed something or something said, and I haven't seen it. Right? I'm saying in professional terms, you can call yourself a seasoned professional. I hope you do understand that, right? Or is there something that?
Alfie, we will explain this to you afterwards. No, we'll explain this to you afterwards. You're thinking on a different level to what it actually is. You're thinking about something else. You're being innocent right now. It's okay. We'll talk about that afterwards. But anyway, Scott McTominay is a model professional, and he does the basic stuff well. And like Kesh said, not every single player in the world and in your team needs to be the flamboyant, the super skillful, the Neymar type. Not everyone needs to do that. Not everyone needs to be Paul Pogba. We need Scott McTominay. We need
He's on next. You guys drawn upon them AWB,
I was gassing him. Some
people in the comments are saying, no, Terry, when we say unseasoned, we mean he's not a seasoned pro, like he hasn't had enough experience yet. You're not pulling that over the wool over our eyes. Maybe a handful of people mean it in that way. We know exactly what you mean. So listen, man, that is I'll stand by it. I know exactly what people mean when they say that. It's as simple and as straightforward as that for me. It is. But he should get more respect. He's a very good player. That's it. Like, he's a very good footballer. He's not a baller. He's not world class. He never will be, but it'll be functional for Man United. And, I kind of think he's a very important part of our squad. Listen, we sign Ndidi tomorrow. We can't. If we did, I'd want Ndidi in there over him every single day of the week. No disrespect to Scotty Mac, but while he's here, man's got to be respected 110%. The Ollie Outers and our rivals are back under their rocks where they belong. Man United, 9 goals. I'm still buzzing.
They're not under their rocks, by the way. They're out here saying, 21 is coming. They're hiding behind the 21 is coming. That's what they always do. Like,
You're still not winning the league. Let's be real.
We're not. No one said we are, bro.
No. Lincoln's saying he is.
No. Lincoln.
They are.
Listen,
No, they
listen,
are.
You like to hear what you want to hear because you're a politician. Lincoln is saying the Ollie Outers are the ones screaming 21 so they can build up Ollie so they can just tear him down. Lincoln, in no way, shape, or form, said that he believes that Ollie and Man United are going to win the league. We know what you're doing here, girls.
KJ. I know what you're doing. You're saying you're not winning the league because if you win it, the Glazers get all this praise and credit. I know what you're doing, so don't.
Whoa!
KJ, there was a question. Let me come for KJ. You just said, You just said, that's what the Ollie Outers are doing. So are you putting Alfie in that category?
No, but Ollie's not. But the difference is, Alfie's not an Ollie Outer, so that makes no sense. You know what I mean? If he was an Ollie Outer, he would. He's not an Ollie Outer, fam. He just loves United, and he's a gas man. He's Smoke McGoldrick, fam. You know what I'm saying?
I took a pill of E like 5 years ago, and since then, bruv, I've just been on this absolute hype. I see the positive in everything. Yeah, you ain't ever gonna get me down. Even we took that loss, I'm never gonna come out and say Ollie out.
You know the chat is
right? You know what, Terry? Bring up that Gabriel, the Pope Gabriel super chat again, because that was so relevant. If you looked at that, you know what he said? These are all the shots that Ollie took and beat. All the guys. You notice that there's one guy who's not relevant to be in that list. That's Arteta. Yeah, he's not relevant. Whatever, bro. Just leave him out.
He's already taken.
These are all the managers that have taken L's from this so-called PE teacher. Keep calling him a PE teacher. For as long as you call him a PE teacher, he'll keep doing what he's doing. As soon as he becomes that guy that won the title by the end of the year, then you're gonna. This is when you lose
your PE teacher couldn't beat our supposed cone man, right?
Bro, you know what it is. You know what it is.
Sure. Did your cone man win today?
Listen. Also, Prime.
Did your cone man win today?
I'm not letting you slip. I'm not letting you hide. What you said.
Listen, I want you to sit here and say to me, the institution is against you. I want you to say it with balls and chest and hair, front line, everything. Tell me the Premier League institution.
If you say it with balls, man, make sure you have the TFT promo code.
Put up the clip, because obviously, when you're in the heat of battle, when you're going through the motions, you can't reinvent something like that. You can't reenact a moment of pure passion. Let's be real.
What battle were you in?
Bro, we're in a
relegation.
Relegation. Listen.
Hang on,
For a few minutes, I was looking. We're 1-0 up. We're in 6th place. I'm looking. Chelsea and Tottenham are about to face each other, and I'm like, yo, we win this game. These guys draw. We're gonna finish the weekend above them, and we can just banter them the whole weekend. And now, plot's twixed. So what are you gonna do?
Listen, man. The only battle a gal's been in is the same as me. It's the battle with the hairline, bro. Just that's it. That's the whole thing, brother. Me and you in that one together, my friend.
Yeah, Terry, I need to get to Prime before you finish, but I need to get.
Go on, bro. Go on.
Listen, my brother. Listen. What I am doing is what I say, what I believe. This ain't no setup. There's no trying to deflect. Even if we win the league, Glazers out, fam. If we lose the league, Glazers out. If those pagans win the Super Bowl, it'll still be Glazers out. Listen to me. There's no setup here, my brother.
Nah, KJ, you can say Glazers out all you want, but when you win the league this season, when Harry Maguire, Slabhead, lifts the title, someone's gonna have to give him some sort of respect or credit. Maybe not from you, but someone's gonna have to give him
what respect and credit, Prime? What do they deserve
I
to
don't know.
get.
KJ, ignore him.
Hey,
Being
KJ,
brilliant.
that's not for me to decide.
Like, I don't care. I'm triggered, and I am, and I don't care. I know he
KJ,
knows
I
what
know,
he's
don't
KJ,
let him draw you out.
KJ,
He's
knows-
drawing you out.
doing. I know.
KJ,
I'm drawn. I'm happy to be
KJ,
drawn.
he's out. He's out. That's it. KJ.
When it comes to these pagans, I'll draw out every single day of the week, bro. You know what I'm saying? I'll happily be drawn out. I
KJ,
don't
at
care.
the end of the season, just send me a shirt of Harry Maguire that's signed, please, when he lifts the
Why
contract.
are you saying that Harry I don't dislike Harry Maguire.
Don't
I
listen.
don't
He's
think
trying to
it's
draw me
like
out. He's trying to draw me out. Don't listen
No,
to him. Just
No,
ignore him.
I don't.
He's trying to draw me out. Ignore him.
I don't dislike Harry Maguire.
Bobs, it's not Bobs. It's not all about you, Bobs. It's not all about you. I love you, yeah, but it's not all about you.
Do you want Harry Maguire in your football club?
Was that it?
What's this?
He's fucking done it again.
It makes it worse.
What is it? Sorry, I don't know. What does it say?
That's Mark Clattenburg. He's irrelevant. Mark Clattenburg.
He's one of the best referees in the terms of the scene, bro.
He's a sellout, bro. About best referees. Mark Clattenburg is a sellout. He went to Saudi Arabia, bro.
snitch.
Sellout, bro. Yeah,
Get that money in it. Get that money out.
Just mad about it. I love the swings and roundabouts. When I moaned earlier on today about like the goal against Sheffield United, everyone's like, "No, drop it." It just happens. The irony is this, though, right? With fans, and we're all guilty of this. We've moaned for years that referees would never release statements or talk about the mistakes. Now they've started to do it. It infuriates us. I do believe human beings sometimes don't actually want the truth or the facts. Sometimes we like to pretend we do, but we want to live in ignorant bliss. Does that make sense? Because it's when you get it, it infuriates you more. Nobody goes, that's a shame, but I'm glad I found out. We would just get more angry. It never, and that's what I love about VAR. You remember when VAR first came in and they all said, it's going to take debate away from football. Cough. He's made it even better. It's even better in terms of that. There's no doubt. Someone says top of the league City. Well, you're joint top of the league with Manchester United. But yes, well done. You got to win tomorrow night, though. You've got to win tomorrow night in relation to that. Listen, everyone who's tuned in to us today, a massive thank you to each and every single one of you. Back tomorrow. More content in the morning, covering. I don't even know who's playing tomorrow, bruv. I don't even know who's playing. I'm going to have a little look now.
Everton Leeds is going to be a big game tomorrow. Everton Leeds. That is a
West Ham Villa, I swear.
Hang on, I've looked at the wrong day. So yes, tomorrow there's a Burnley City. We'll be covering that after the game, and we'll be going live after Liverpool versus Brighton. 2 easy wins for the 2 main title contenders. So we'll be live after both of those matches for you. Until next time, everyone, take care of yourselves. Goodbye. God bless. Check out the Manscaped website, and we'll see you all again.